snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys, so I am here today to do part 3 of my birthday book haul, and this is going to be all of the books that I got for my dissertation. If you guys don't know, which I'm sure you don't because I don't think I've told anyone on the channel, I am in my 3rd year of university and I'm going to be writing a dissertation based around the artwork that The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit by JRR Tolkien has inspired. So that is basically my theme. I really wanted to get a lot of books about the artwork, the concept art, all of the stuff that has come from JRR Tolkien's work and been created because of him, and I really wanted to get a lot of material sort of surrounding that so that I would have a lot of stuff to write my dissertation and figure stuff out and look at all the pretty images and just discover more about the realms of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and everything that he wrote. So I'm really, really excited to show you guys some of these books because obviously they are fantastical, but they are more non-fiction books and a lot of them have massives of artwork in them, which is really, really cool. So I got quite a lot of these from my dad and then I picked up 5 for myself. So all of the others are from my dad. One of them hasn't arrived yet, so I'm going to talk about that one first. The Art of The Hobbit. It looks like this, which is pretty similar to the edition of The Hobbit that I actually own, which is the mini pocket-sized one. And I really, really like the cover. I think this one is mostly focused on artwork that JRR Tolkien did himself. I'm not entirely sure because I don't have it to look through yet, but I am really excited for it to arrive and hopefully it will arrive in the next few days. That's the only one that hasn't arrived, so I thought I would film this anyway because I have a lot to show you anyway. The next one I ordered for myself is this one. It is called Tolkien's Art and it's the revised edition. It's by Jane Chance and it's a mythology for England. On the back it says, as a scholar of medieval literature and a lover of Germanic and Finnish mythologies in particular, JRR Tolkien was grieved by the poverty of legend and myth in his own beloved culture. Inspired by works like Beowulf and Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, Tolkien's fiction relied on both pagan epic and Christian legend to create a mythology for England evident in both his major works of fiction, Lord of the Rings trilogy and his minor stories and critical essays. Revised and expanded, Jane Chance's study examines the sources and influences of Tolkien's works as well as his paradigm of the critic as a monster that colours so many of his writings. This one doesn't have pictures, I don't think, it is just text inside, so it's going to be a little bit more of a tedious read, I think, but it'll probably be really, really helpful for me in terms of finding out a lot more about Tolkien himself, finding out who he was emulating, who he was influenced by, what he decided to go with, and how he took inspiration from different mythologies in the past. I'm really, really intrigued about this. It's around 220-ish pages, so it is fairly chunky. It's going to be a somewhat dense read, I think, but hopefully it is quite readable. And then I think all the rest are art books or art focused. So the first one, I ordered this for myself again. This is Lord of the Rings Sketchbook. It's by Alan Lee. And this one just says, Alan Lee's artwork has a beauty and lyricism about it. His art captured what I hoped to capture with the films, and that's by Peter Jackson. Inside we have a lovely, lovely map on the end papers. And then I think a lot of this is actually pencil drawings. It's very, very focused on sort of concept art and the design of characters and places. This is Rivendell. And it's really, really beautiful, as you guys can probably see. It's really, really lovely. I love, 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 love seeing this, and I love the fact that there's little bits of writing to sort of accompany it. It definitely does talk about the films quite a lot and how they blended with the films, so very, very excited for this, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Another one that I picked up for myself is a Tolkien tapestry, pictures to accompany The Lord of the Rings, and this is by Core Block. This one actually focuses on Core Block himself as opposed to J.R.R. Tolkien. This is basically a collection of all the different illustrations that Core Block put together as though it could be a tapestry of The Lord of the Rings. So he has very simplistic design and I really, really like his design work actually. I think it's really, really nice. It's very, very simplistic, but each of the images that he ever did about The Lord of the Rings is pictured in here and they all have a little accompanying bit of text to tell you what part of the story it is. And basically if you were to sew all of his images together, they would create a tapestry of Lord of the Rings, which I think is super cool, and it's definitely something I'm going to be talking about in my dissertation. So I'm really, really excited to read through this, see exactly what he was going for when he chose to do it in this quite simplistic style. I think it really works, it's really quirky, and I could totally imagine this as a sort of animated series using these illustrations because it is really cute. But yeah, I'm very excited to read more about this and hopefully enjoy it and love it. I actually first saw this book in Forbidden Planet in London, although I didn't pick it up from there, but I did see it there and it's quite exciting. So you can get these books online, or you can get them from places like Forbidden Planet where they do a little bit more niche stuff. So really, really excited for this, and I'm very intrigued as to what it's going to say to accompany all the pictures, and hopefully it'll give me more of an introduction to core block. He was influenced by the Bayeux tapestry. If you guys know about that, it's a massive tapestry. He is a Dutch artist, so very, very exciting, very cool. Can't wait to read more about this one. And I find these sorts of books so fascinating, so I think my dissertation is going to be quite a fun one. So I'll be reading a lot of these in the coming 3 months, I expect. I might do some reviews of these as well if you guys are interested, so definitely look out for some of them. Realms of Tolkien, Images of Middle-earth. It's got a big elephant on it. This one I got secondhand, so it's a little bit battered. Includes paintings by many of the well-known interpreters of Tolkien's world. Alan Lee, renowned for his atmospheric interpretations of folklore and legend. John Howe, his powerful representations of the landscapes. Ted Nesmith's classically accurate and dramatic pictures, and Inga Endelfelt's beautiful and unusual illustrations. It also features many amateur artists from around the world, demonstrating the wealth and variety of artwork that the writings of JRR Tolkien have inspired, including the Dutch artist Korblock, so he's also in this book. Basically, we have certain pages like this, and they're laid out so that you have the image on the right-hand side, and then you have the artist's name. You also have a quote from the book, which is really nice. So this page, for example, is, "Who made the flood?" asked Frodo. "Elrond commanded it," answered Gandalf. "The river of this valley is under his power, and it will rise again in anger when he has great need to bar the ford. As soon as the captain of Ringwaits rose into the water, the flood was released. If I may say so, I added a few touches of my own. You may not have noticed, but some of the waves took the form of great white horses with shining white riders, and there were many rolling and grinding boulders. For a moment I was afraid we had let loose too fierce a wrath, and the flood would get out of hand and wash you all away." And so that's what Alan Lee was trying to represent here, and I love that you have the little quotes, because that's going to make it quite easy for me to tell exactly what bit we are talking about. So there's some really, really awesome stuff, some lovely different styles of artwork, and obviously it focuses on a lot of the Lord of the Rings, so yeah, there's another core block one. That looks like a strange elephant baboon thing. Strange. But yes, there's a lot of different artists, so some of them do more stylistic and some of them do more naturalistic, and I'm really excited because this is going to be very, very helpful. Oh, there's John Howe. I really love John Howe stuff. He's awesome, so very, very exciting. This one will definitely be really, really helpful for my dissertation, so can't wait to read that. Now onto the ones that my dad got for me, so thank you very much to my dad for getting all of these for me, because some of them were a little bit pricey, I must say. First one that he got me is JRR Tolkien, Artist and Illustrator. This is by Wayne G. Hammond and Christina Scull. It's quite a chunky book, and it says, "JRR Tolkien, renowned author of The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion, was an artist in pictures as well as in words. Though he often remarked that he had no talent for drawing, his art has charmed his readers and been exhibited to a large and appreciative audience the world over. In fact, his talent was far more than he admitted, and his sense of design was natural and keen." So this basically goes through various different stuff that Tolkien himself did, back from when he was a child all the way up to later on. We get some pencil images, we get some that are actually fully coloured, and I really am excited to read this. I'm sure it'll give me more of a feeling of who JRR Tolkien was, and obviously later on we'll see some of his Lord of the Rings and stuff, Middle-earth stuff, so that's exciting too. But it has a lot of information accompanying it, and you can see how his artwork kind of inspired The Hobbit and things like that a little bit. See these misty mountains on here, just in pencil, but really, really cool. And I'm very excited to read a lot about this and sort of figure out way more about him. Seeing all of his artwork as well. Here is his version of Bag End, which is super cute, and I think he was a really good artist and I really like his stuff, so I'm very excited to read this one. Moving on, we then have The Atlas of Middle-earth, which is by Karen Wynne Fonstad. Find your way through every part of JRR Tolkien's great creation, from the Middle-earth of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit to the undying lands of the West. I think it's mostly maps in this, I will be honest. It literally is, yeah, but a lot of it is map design, which I think is really cool because I'm going to be talking about all different styles of art, and map design is one of the things that obviously his world has inspired. So I really, really like that. There is a lot of writing as well to accompany it, so I'm sure it'll be fascinating to figure out exactly how she made all these maps based off of his artwork and his story. She's a noted cartographer, apparently, so that's good. But yes, really, really excited for that one. Then we have Tolkien's World, Paintings of Middle-earth. I think this one is quite similar to the one that I showed you guys a minute ago. Again, it has like quotes from The Hobbit and various different books. And then we have the artwork alongside, so that's really, really cute. It's just got some of the other illustrators, and I really think it's beautiful, so I can't wait to read this one as well. And yeah, again, I'm sure it'll be absolutely enchanting and lovely to read alongside the illustrations, because I always think illustrations in books should be done more, because it really helps you visualise things, and the different styles can give you some really new perspectives, and I really like that. So very excited for that one. This one is The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, or Smaug, I never know how you say it, I always just call him Smudge. The Chronicles, Art and Design, introduction by Alan Lee, who we know is an artist who did work on the films and the concept art, and then also it's written by Daniel Falconer. This is ridiculously big, so it's going to be difficult to hold it up and show you, but basically it talks a lot about the different design work. We get to see a lot of lovely images sort of accompanying it. We get to see the concept art, and then we get to see the digital art, and then we get to see stills from the actual film. There's just an absolute ton of knowledge about the films and how it was all put together in these books, and then also some of the characters and things like that later on, so that's really, really cool, and I'm very excited to have this one. Oh my gosh, look at this, it's so incredible. So beautiful. Oh, I love the sweeping landscapes and stuff that they've done for this, so it is quite a heavy one, I must say, but really, really exciting. I love sort of film concept art books. I think they are fascinating to read through, and I can't wait to sit and read this, and it'll be studying, because I'll be studying for my dissertation, but I'll be reading fantastic books, so I'm so excited. In the same vein as that, I have another one in the same series, which is The Hobbit Unexpected Journey Chronicles, Creatures and Characters, and it's written by Daniel Falconer again. This one is very, very similar in design, but it focuses way more on the character costume design and the way that they convincingly created these mythical characters such as hobbits and dwarves. And it talks about like the different stances that people had to learn and the accents they had to learn and the costumes that they had to design specifically for the films and things like that. So it's really, really fascinating. I have already had a look through, and it's got a different section for each of the mythical things. So this is goblins. It's all very, very exciting, I must say. Oh look, there's Gollum just peeking out. Creepy. But yeah, that one is amazing as well, so I'm sure it'll be fun to read through that one. And then the final one that I have is this one, which is massive. It's the biggest of all of them. It's Middle-earth Envisioned, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings on screen, on stage and beyond, and it's by Paul Simpson and Brian J. Robb. This one I'm super excited about because it actually does a lot of what I want to talk about in my dissertation. It talks about various different things that his films have influenced. So for example, we have different Lego characters that have been influenced by his design work. We've had stage productions that have been put on. That's really, really cool. The fact that there were stage performances, I didn't even know that until I read this. That's really, really awesome. Here is, for example, one of the stage performances. Very, very cool. We have animated versions from the 1970s. And then, of course, we have the poster art and the later films that were actually done. We also have the artworks and paintings that it inspired people to create. That's awesome. I think this one's going to be pretty invaluable, I must say. So I'm very, very excited to read through this and hopefully love it and find it incredibly useful. Look, here is the Lego pages. Oh my gosh, this makes me laugh so much. Look at that little Lego Bilbo, and oh, it's just so funny. So I'm definitely going to be talking about things like that in my dissertation too. So it's just a really, really handy, helpful book with some awesome stuff inside. So definitely would recommend this one. I've already had a read through and I really like it. Those are all of the books that I got for my dissertation, some of which were from my dad, some of which I bought for myself. But I got a lot of them for my birthday, so I thought I would include it in the birthday book haul. If you guys have seen anything that is going to be useful for my dissertation that I've not mentioned, then please do let me know. I would love to have any help and input, that's always appreciated. And if you've never seen any of these, or you've never looked inside them, then I hope that this gave you a little bit of insight into what they are and whether or not they would be something interesting to you. So definitely leave me your comments down below. Which one do you think sounds good? Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all very soon in another video. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little chat about the